Hello, everybody. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome back to Reggae Boy's commentary. This is the platform where we'll come together to discuss everything in relation to Jamaican football. This is your hub for everything Jamaican football related. Okay, it's Thursday, so we know what that means. We'll put on the glasses. I know. And of course, what will be on a lot of people's lips was based on CONCACAF making the revelation of provisional squads of different teams. But I want us to use this moment in reflection, in meditation on what we have done so far and what is still to come. What we have done so far. We've qualified for a FIFA World Cup 1998 in France, an under-17 World Cup in 1999, an under-20 World Cup in 2001, right? An under-17 FIFA World Cup in 2011, FIFA Women's World Cup 2019 France, and we'll have our sixth appearance this summer. What I'm going to do is basically show you, from the men's standpoint, who has played the most matches for the Reggae Boys at the World Cup. Because we have players part of this who has played for Jamaica that have played in more than one World Cup. We have players that have played in two World Cups. That's right. And that is something to be, say, wow about. But first thing first, what we're going to do before we look at how many matches he played and how many matches, this player played in particular, what we're going to do first is look at the team that Jamaica had in the 1998 World Cup in France. All right. So that's the first thing that we're going to do so that everybody is able to, understand things a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So on your screen right now, what you're going to see is the squad that was selected for the 1998 World Cup. It was a 22-member squad for the tournament itself. So we're going to go through it individually, okay? So first thing first, we start with Warren Barrett, captain of the team, captain for the game against Croatia, Argentina, and Ian Pepe Goodison took the armband for the game against Japan. So Warren Barrett, Stephen Malcolm, Chris Dawes, Linval Dixon, Ian Goodison, Fitzroy Simpson, Peter Cargill, Marcus Gale, Andy Williams, Walter Boyd, Theodore Tapa Whitmore, Dean Sewell, Aaron Lawrence, Donovan Ricketts, Ricardo Bibi Gardner, Robbie Earl, Anandi Lowe, Dion Burton, Frank Sinclair, Darrell Powell, Durant Brown, and Paul Hall. Those are the players that were selected for Jamaica for the 1998 FIFA World Cup. And we're going to go through individually in relation to how many games each player played. But so you were Dean Sewell, Durant Tati Brown, and Donovan Ricketts. Those were the only players in the squad that did not feature within the tournament. That's Dean Sewell, Durant Brown, and Donovan Ricketts. They were the only members of the squad that didn't feature. So there were 19 players that participated for Jamaica in terms of the World Cup itself. And we're going to look at, of these players in particular, how much of these players played all three games as well, because I know many people will be quite intrigued to see that as well from those sort of standpoints. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at the starting 11 for the three games. And then after that, we're going to do the math, and we're going to show you guys in relation to the matter of, yep, this was a situation in relation to the match itself. This is how it transpired. This is who Jamaica played, So we're going to look at that right now, okay? Okay. Yep, that's what we're going to look at right now. Jamaica against Croatia, and as you know, Jamaica went with a 3-5-2 sort of 3-5-2 formation for this game. As you can see here, this was a team that Jamaica selected: Warren Barrett, Frank Sinclair, Peter Cargill, Ian Pepe Goodison, Fitzroy Simpson, Theodore Whitmore, Robbie Earl, Ricardo Bibi Gardner, Dion Burton, and Andy Lowe, Paul Hall. And Andy Lowe played in defence in this game. And the three person that made their substitute, well, Daryl Powell will go down in history as the first Reggae Boy to be substituted on in World Cup history. Andy Williams, the second, and Walter Boyd, the third, the first Reggae Boy to pick up a yellow card at a World Cup, Dion Burton. So that's something that will stay with him. In relation to the second game against the Argentine outfit, it was Warren Barrett, Shorty Malcolm, Chris Dawes, Ian Pepe Goodison, Fitzroy Simpson, Theodore Tappo Whitmore, Ricardo Bibigardno, Dion Burton, Frank Sinclair, Daryl Powell, and Paul Hall. The three persons that were substituted in, Peter Cargill, Walter Boyd, and Robbie Earl. Walter Boyd, as we know, got roughly half an hour, I should say almost half an hour, for this game in particular. For the game against Japan, Aaron Lawrence started between the sticks, Malcolm started, Chris Dawes, Ian Pepe Goodison, Fitzroy Simpson, Marcus Gale, he started, Theodore Whitmore, Ricardo Gardner, Andy Lowe, Frank Sinclair, and Paul Hall. Persons that came on were Walter Boyd, Dion Burton, and Robbie Earl. Those were the persons that came on in the tournament itself. Now, in relation to which players played all three matches in the tournament, it's a very exclusive list. 9 of the players in the squad, 9 of the 23 played all three matches of the tournament. So that means 9 of the 19 that took the field played all three matches in the tournament. Who were those in particular? Frank Sinclair. That's right. Frank Sinclair played all three matches for Jamaica. Ian Pepe Goodison, all three matches. Fitzroy Simpson, all three matches. Theodore Tappo Whitmore, all three matches. Robbie Earl, all three matches. Ricardo Bibigardno, all three matches. Right? Dion Burton, all three matches. Paul Hall, all three matches. And Walter Boyd, all three matches. That's right. All three matches. So that's how things worked out from that sort of standpoint that you guys are aware. Andy Williams, he came on against Croatia. In relation to players that didn't play three matches, Warren Barrett, he had 2 games. Peter Cargill, he played in 2 games in the tournament. Daryl Powell, 2. Andy Williams, 1. Shorty Malcolm, 2. Chris Dawes, 2. Aaron Lawrence, 1. Marcus Gale, 1. And those are the players in the tournament that played for Jamaica at the tournament. So we have a exclusive list of players that played 3 matches. Frank Sinclair, Ian Pepe Goodison, Fitzroy Simpson, Tappo Whitmore, Robbie Earl, Ricardo Gardner, Dion Burton, Paul Hall, and Walter Boyd. All right, so those are the names there, so that you guys are aware from that sort of standpoint, okay? Good. So now that we have that sorted out, let's now move up, shall we, in relation to Jamaica's next appearance at a tournament. And what was Jamaica's next appearance at a tournament? Well, remember, that Jamaica itself went to the Under-20 World Cup. That's right, Jamaica went to the Under-20 and also the Under-17 World Cup. That's right, Jamaica went to the Under-17 World Cup. And this was the squad for Jamaica, the Under-17 World Cup in 1999. So, Keith Wilson, goalkeeper, Wadada. Sheldon Batiste, Galaxy. Alex Thomas, Real Mona. Everell Stewart, Real Mona. Shane Stevens, Real Mona. Lauren Salesman, Viola Kickers. Sean Fraser, Harbour View. Keith Kelly, Harbour View. Ronaldo Stewart, Real Mona. Anthony Bennett, Real Mona. Ishaya Bryan, Corville. Craig Gordon, Reno. Alian Whittaker, Hazard United. Kingsley Brown, Reno. Dwayne Richards, Corville. Kevin King, Santos. Dane Chambers, Juventus, and Deshaun Woolry, Viola Kickers. Now, in relation to this squad, this 18-player squad that was selected for the Under-17 FIFA World Cup in New Zealand in 1999, only 2 players of the squad did not feature within the tournament. And those individuals were Kingsley Brown of Reno and also Deshaun Woolry of Viola Kickers. All the other players participated within the tournament itself. Jamaica's matches within the competition itself, well, that is something that we will look at right now so that you guys can understand things here. Jamaica took on Burkina Faso. Jamaica took on Paraguay. And Jamaica took on Qatar. So these were the 3 matches that Jamaica played And all three matches took place in Dunedin in New Zealand, and it took place at Carisbrook in, yeah. So that's the situation there. So you guys are aware of things. So Jamaica's first game at an under-17 World Cup came up against Burkina Faso. Jamaica's first match at an under-17 World Cup against Burkina Faso. Just a shade over 5,000 fans turned out for this game. And the Jamaican team for this game, you had Whitaker, Thomas, Stewart, Stevens, Salesman, Fraser, Kelly, Bennett, Bryan, Richards, and King. Stewart and Gordon came on in this game in particular against Burkina Faso. And Jamaica also had games against Paraguay and Qatar. Against Paraguay, the same 11. Wilson, though, he replaced Whitaker in the second half. Baptiste came on, Gordon came on. And against the Qatari team, Wilson started the game. Gordon, Stewart came on as well. And now we look ahead to the under-20 tournament as well. Yeah, we're going to go to the FIFA under-20 World Cup. That's right, the under-20 World Cup that took place in 2001. That's what we're going to look at this point in time, so we can see Jamaica's participation within this tournament as well, because some history was made here as well. You know, Jamaica picking up their first point at a Youth World Cup against Egypt. Jamaica also scoring their first ever goal at an under-20 World Cup as well, with Fabian Dawkins on the score sheet as well. But first, the squads, because remember, you know, we have some members that were part of the under-17 squad 2 years prior in New Zealand that are part of this under-20 squad that went to Argentina. Yes, that's right. Look at the squad. Alian Whitaker, Sheldon Baptiste, Shane Stevens, Alex Thomas, Sean Fraser, Keith Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Craig Gordon. You know what I'm saying? You guys get the point that I'm making with these individuals? That's 7 players right there that went from an under-17 World Cup to an under-20 World Cup. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tally the figures for you so that you guys are fully aware of this as well. But I'll tell you, those individuals that solely played at an under-20 World Cup, Shavar Thomas, he played 3 matches. Omar Daly played 3 matches. Damian Williams played 3 matches. And Adam Wallace also played 3 matches as well. Omar Daly, Will Rolfe played 2. Fabian Dawkins 2. Kevin Harris 2. Cara Stevenson played 2 as well. So that's how it worked out in relation to those individuals in particular for this tournament itself. In relation to the other players part of the squad, we spoke about Alan Reid and others. So now we can press forward to the under-17 World Cup that took place in 2011. All right. So this was Jamaica's 4th appearance at a World Cup. All right. So this was the group that Jamaica was in. But firstly, what we're going to do is look at the squads. Okay. That's what we're going to do right now. All right. The Jamaican squad. Richard Trench, Shane Jenkins, Kima Wallace, Jason Wint, Alvis Powell, Quante Smith, Romario Williams, Romario Jones, Omar Holness, Jason Wright, Andre Lewis, Patrick Palmer, Adine Clark, Giovanni Brown, Anthony Walker, Troy Mupen, Melvin Blair, Zalano Barnes, Cardell Benbow, Sean Lawson, and Nico Campbell. That's 21 individuals. And of the 21 players that went to the tournament, right? Just to say that Odin Clark, remember, he picked up an injury prior to the start of the tournament, and Jamal Cunningham replaced him in the squad. So those individuals that, you know, didn't play, it would have been only Cunningham that went to the World Cup that did not play in it. And I guess you could include Odin Clark as well, because he did play in the qualifiers, but he did not play at the tournament. And as we know, the injury that took place. But everybody else, Richard Trench, Shane Jenkins, Kima Wallace, Jason Wint, Alvis Powell, Quante Albertil Smith, Romario Williams, Romario Jones, Omar Holness, Jason Wright, Andre Lewis, Patrick Palmer, Giovanni Brown, Anthony Walker, Troy Mupen, Melvin Blair, Zalano Barnes, Cardell Benbow, Sean Lawson, and Nico Campbell all played at the tournament. Nico Campbell, goalkeeper, he played 2 matches. Shane Jenkins, 2 matches. Kima Wallace, 3 matches. Alvis Powell, 2. Remember, back-to-back yellow cards meant that he missed the game against the French. Romario Williams, 3 games. Omar Holness, 3 games. Jason Wright, 3 games. Andre Lewis, 3 games. Giovanni Brown, 1 game. Zalana Barnes, 3 games. Jean-Claude Lawson, 1 game. Patrick Palmer, 2 games. Anthony Walker, 3 games. Cardell Benbow, 3 games. Melvin Blair, 1 game. Romario Jones, 2 games. Richard Trench, 1 game. Quante Abatil-Smith, 1 game. Jason Wint, 1 game. Troy Mupen, 1 game. So that's how it worked out through the tournaments. Those individuals that went on to play all 3 games in the tournament, that would have been O'Shane Jenkins, Kima Wallace, Romario Williams, Omar Holness, Jason Wright, Andre L.A. Lewis, Zalana Barnes, Anthony Walker, and Cardell Benbow. Those are the individuals that went on to play all 3 matches at the tournament. And now we get to the exciting part, or the part that makes you go, which player has played the most matches for Jamaica at a World Cup in World Cup histories, across all tournaments? So there's a very exclusive list. And that exclusive list has 4 players. And these 4 players have gone on to play all 6 matches that they've been involved in. That's right. You have 4 players that have played in 6 World Cup matches. That's right. 4 players who have played in 6 World Cup matches. Can you believe it? 6 players who have gone on to play. No, sorry. 4 players who have gone on to play in 6 World Cup matches. And you have players that have played 5 World Cup matches as well. And we're going to get to that as well. So, who are the persons who have played in the most matches in World Cup history for Jamaica? Alex Thomas, Sean Fraser, Keith Kelly, and Craig Gordon. These 4 men form an important part in the history of Jamaica because these are the only 4 men who have played 6 matches in World Cup history. Burkina Faso, Paraguay, Qatar, Egypt, Finland, Argentina. These individuals, these 4 individuals are the only Jamaicans, the quartet, who have played in 6 World Cup matches. A special feat, one that shouldn't be brushed aside or one that shouldn't be overlooked. What I would say is that this is outstanding. We're extremely pleased that these individuals have been able to compete in a tournament. Not only 1, but 2. Under 17 and under 20 World Cup. Alex Thomas has played in 2 World Cups. Sean Fraser has played in 2 World Cups. Keith Kelly has played in 2 World Cups. Craig Gordon has played in 2 World Cups. Alan Whitaker has played in 2 World Cups. Alan Whitaker has played in 5 World Cup matches. That's right, 5. 5 World Cup matches. Can you believe that? Yep, he's played in 5 World Cup matches. Compelling, isn't it? 5 World Cup matches Alan Whitaker has played in. Yeah. And of course, the list continues with persons who have played in 3 matches at the World Cup, like Kevrell Stewart and Ishaya Bryan, Dwayne Richards, Kevin King, other individuals as well, as you know, the O'Shane Jenkins, the Kima Wallaces of this world, the Romario Williams, the Omar Holnesses, the Jason Wrights, the Andre L.A. Lewises, the Zalana Barnes of this world, the Anthony Walker, the Cardell Benbows of this world, the Frank Sinclairs, the Ian Goodisons, the Fitzroy Simpsons, the Theodore Tupper Whitmore, Robbie Euros, Ricardo Gardner, Dion Burton, Paul Hall, Walter Boyd. All of these individuals have played in at least 3 matches in World Cup history. But to reiterate, who are those 4 men that have played in 6 matches in World Cup history? Alex Thomas, that's 1. Sean Fraser, that's 2. Keith Kelly, that's 3. And last, but certainly no means least, Craig Gordon. Craig Gordon. So that is the list. A special list. Quite a special list. And that's where we are. Reggae Boys fans, be positive. Be excited. Great things are on the horizon. Great things are to come. Be positive. Great things will continue to come. Okay. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm grateful. If you guys haven't already, I encourage you, hit the like button. And after you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to Reggae Boy's commentary. All right, guys. Take care.